Okay, my name is Mel. I'm going to go into some of the issues I listed in what IT common causes and fixes a bit more in depth. So I'm going to do why a computer running slow. So why computers run slow? Okay, every slow down will come from one of these categories, like too many programs running, not enough RAM, storage problems, background processes, startup overhead, outdated software or drivers, thermal throttling, network bottlenecks, malware or unwanted software, hardware aging. Okay? Too many programs running. Every open program uses RAM and CPU time, random access memory, and central processing unit. So random access memory is a short-term working space, and CPU is the brains. When RAM fills up, the operating system's using swap, slow storage pretending to be RAM. Okay? Symptoms like apps will freeze, switching Windows feels very laggy, high fan noise, like that's the CPU working hard. So fixes can be for Windows, open Task Manager, processes, sort by CPU or memory, close heavy apps, end background tasks you recognize. So in Mac OS, you open Activity Monitor, then go to CPU/memory tabs, quit heavy apps. In Linux, use top or htop to list all the processes, kill processes with kill or system monitor GUI or graphic user interface. So number 2, not enough RAM. Why it slows it down. RAM is too small. If the RAM is too small for modern workloads, the operating system constantly swaps to disks. Swap is thousands of times slower than RAM. Symptoms: the system freezes when opening multiple tabs. Disk light constantly active. Slow when switching apps. So fixes: need hardware upgrade, need more RAM. Basically, that's going to be the biggest fix of all, because really most of the time you're going to need more RAM and a faster CPU. So upgrade your computer, basically. Reduce browser tabs, disable background apps, and in Linux, increase swap size. So 3, storage nearly full. Why does this slow the system? Operating systems need free space for temporary files, updates, caching, and virtual memories. SSDs and HDDs slow down dramatically when nearly full. So check your disk space. So you might need to increase your disk space, like by upgrading to a higher, SSD and HDD. Symptoms. Uh, um, well, it's operating system storage only full. So operating systems need free space for temporary files, updates, caching, and virtual memory. Symptoms: file operation slow, app takes a long time to open, operating systems update failures. So fixes: in Windows, go to settings, storage sense, delete temp files, uninstall unused apps. Or, like as I said, you need to upgrade your hardware. All right. In Mac OS, Apple menu, about this Mac, storage manage, clear caches. And in Linux, use df space -h, check space clear /var/log package, caches and temp files. Okay, number 4, too many startup programs. Why this slows the system down? Startups load before you can use a computer, consuming CPU and RAM. So fixes: go in Windows, go to Task Manager, Startup, disable unnecessary items. In Mac OS, go to System Items, Login Items. In Linux, click Startup Application, that's in GNOME or KDE, remove .desktop files. Remove autostep.start.desktop files. Background processes, what they are: Processes running without user interactions like updaters, sync tools, telemetry, indexing services, cloud storage clients. Fixes. Disable unnecessary background apps. Presuming you know what they are and what they do. If you do not know, do not close them. Pause Cloud Sync. Check schedule tasks like Windows Task Scheduler or Cron on Linux. So again, I wouldn't be disabling processes if you do not know what they do. Okay. Outdated operating system or drivers. And why does this slow down the system? Old drivers cause poor hardware performance, crashes, inefficient CPU uses. So fixes the Windows update, device manager update drivers. In Mac OS system settings, general software update. Linux update kernel and devices via package manager. Number 7, thermal throttling. What is it? When the CPU gets too hot, it slows itself down to avoid damage. So causes could be dust buildup, blocked vents, old thermal paste, high ambient temperature. Or could be a consequence of too many things running or like a virus or malware. All right. So symptoms, very slow under load, fans are loud, and CPU frequency drops. Fixes, clean the vents, use cooling pads, laptops, replace thermal paste, ensure airflow around device. Network bottlenecks. This is why it feels like the computer is slow. Sometimes the internet is slow, not the computer. Symptoms, slow websites, streaming buffers, cloud apps lags. So fixes, restart the router, use Ethernet instead of Wi-Fi or optical fiber. Check for network congestion, update network drivers. Check your internet provider too. Have you used, what plan are you on? Malware or unwanted software. Why does this slow the system? Malware uses CPU, RAM, and network resources. Symptoms, CPU spikes, unknown processes, browser redirects and pops-ups. Fixes, in Windows, run Windows Security SAM, use reputable anti-malware. Mac OS, check login items, remove suspicious apps. Linux, it's rare but possible, check running processes, remove any unwanted or unknown packages. 10, hardware aging. Why does this slow the system down? Older hardware can't keep up with modern software demands. HDD, so Science HDD instead of SSD, low RAM, 4 to 8 gigabytes, old CPU like pre-2015, I'd say even pre-2018 maybe. So fixes, upgrade to SSD, add RAM, replace aging machine, and a lot of times you're going to have to replace the entire machine. Alright, so a lot of the time, so if a computer's running slow, you need to sort of go through, and I'm going to create a checklist. So you need to go through all these checklists with somebody. So step by step, does this fix it? Does this fix it? Is this the problem? All right. And if it's someone you're talking to, like on a help desk, you might want to say, hey, you might have to show them how to open, or, demonstrate some way, or give them instructions of how to open the computer up and clean it out, or get them to get their IT people to send the computer out for cleaning or upgrading. All right. So this is just like sort of a bit of a deep dive into if computers run slow and some common why that might be so and some common fixes. All right.